Look, with a lot of trucking companies going out of business, owing drivers money and just not having the money to pay them or refusing to pay them because they want to redirect that money elsewhere to other debts that they have. With big retail stores such as Target and Kroger and even Walmart closing stores all around the country due to supply chain issues, profit losses, some stuff even like looting, retail theft is up. Right now, it's not the time to be losing your trucking job. And like I said, if you're gonna get fired for something that has to do with safety, right now is not the time to be getting fired for next to anything. I'm telling you, because more trucking companies are gonna be downsizing and a lot of trucking companies are gonna be laying off. And I'm willing to bet the mega carriers are gonna capitalize on this by putting drivers who are new to trucking out on the road and replacing them with drivers that are worth too much money that they would just rather not pay. Inflation is at an all-time high right now. They're saying 2023 and 2024 are both gonna be worse than 2008. So if you're giving your company any reason to let you go, especially with a bad DAC report and being an unsafe driver, you're shooting yourself in the foot right now. Right now is not the time to lose your trucking job, but for a lot of people, it's gonna happen. And I'll say this, if you're gonna change companies, you better make sure that company is set to stay afloat in this recession that's gonna keep going down and down and down and down. But if you're able to put yourself in a good position during this recession, it's the best time to come out of this recession on top. When recessions are over, you have winners and you have losers, okay? You rarely really have people in the middle, unless if they owned a house and the property value dipped and it went back up. I guess then you could call them a winner. Look, this is how you can profit in this recession as a truck driver. Number one, do not lose your job. Number two, do not ruin your DAC report to where another company will not want to hire you. Because with all the truck drivers that are going to be losing their jobs and all the owner operators that are going to be out of business, and they too are going to turn back into company drivers, that's if they don't leave trucking entirely, which will happen for a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of competition out there in the job market for trucking. But if you follow the steps that I set in the how to ruin your trucking business video, which the link will be in the description of this video, you can, number one, get a good trucking job and stay there. Ride this recession out. Stack your money, control your cash flow. Even if you have to pay rent, I would even say in times like this, consider just renting out a room if you can. And if you have a family, consider moving somewhere that's cheap, where your company will still allow you to work out. I'm talking about a state with no income tax, like maybe Texas or Nevada, and I think even Florida has no state tax. Somewhere where there's a low cost of living to where you could just invest the rest of your money. Buy the dip, buy the stock market crash. That way when things go back up and you bought stocks that are still gonna be around after the recession and they're gonna rise back up, you're gonna win. You're buying stocks that are really cheap right now and you're gonna come out on top once we're back in a bull market, because right now we are in a bear market. Things are looking bad right now. Stores like Best Buy closing, and who delivers that freight? We do, truck drivers. We deliver freight to places like Best Buy and Target and Walmart. So with more and more stores closing and more of these big box retail companies going out of business, that means that there's gonna be less freight to move. And if you work in trucking, you know right now the freight is tight and the rates are low. So if you're an owner operator right now, you're not really making that much money. There's a lot of owner operators out there that can barely afford their insurance and their truck payment, and they're losing money right now instead of making money. So if you talk to an owner operator and they're making it seem like, oh man, the grass has never been greener on the other side. Some of them may be telling you the truth, but you can bet that a lot of them are gonna be lying to you. Because like I said, men have a lot of pride and a lot of ego, and a lot of men just don't want to admit when they're doing bad. As if life is always, a jolly green giant and we're always doing good, which is not the case. A lot of owner operators are going out of business, have been going out of business, just like actual big trucking companies are going out of business and will continue to go out of business and not have money to pay their drivers that they owe them. So you're gonna believe some owner operator when they tell you that they're making all this money right now, hand over fist? Right now, the rates are really low, which means the freight that's being moved is not just lower in price due to these mega carriers because they have the muscle to do so. They're moving cheap freight, which is ruining the rates for the owner operators who are the small guys, who are the small just 1099 truck drivers. On top of that, we are in a recession. Everyone's scrambling to try to save money to try and cut corners. any which way that they can. And you want to put load brokers on top of that are putting their hand in the cookie jar. All a load broker really does is take money out of the driver's pocket. They're a middleman that's not needed, but they're there, and they're going to continue to be there for as long as we can see. It doesn't seem like the government's really going after them. With all that being said, right now is not the time to be losing your trucking job, but it is a good time to set yourself up financially to come out of this recession on top. Since last summer, I paid off around $17,000 worth of bad debt, and I turned my credit score around. I'm almost to a 700. I think by the middle of this summer, I should be above a 700. And I did that in a recession. So you can do good. Just because the economy is bad does not mean that your personal economy has to be bad. Those are two separate things. A lot of people make a lot of money in recessions. There are some people that do better in recessions rather than doing better in a bear market. It's weird. Sometimes it happens for people. And there's still gonna be a lot of opportunities for drivers out there if they're going to be that professional driver that a lot of trucking companies will want to hire. But like I said, if you're that driver that has a bad DAC report, right now is not the time to be getting a bad DAC report. Right now is not the time to be losing your trucking job, because we are in a recession and the recession is only going to get worse. Just wanted to let you guys know that. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Instagram at @AugustinRamos_. The link will be in the description. Oh, that's not a link. It's just my username on Instagram. Like this video. Y'all have a good one, man. Stay safe out there.